So I might as well get in our road rant. All right, so what's going on? I'm working on a 3-day fast right now, and this video is basically just to talk about that. And since I am the best at advice, dole out a little bit of advice on it. Now, fasting. This is not an attempt to sell you on the idea of fasting. If you're watching this, you already are interested in fasting, or you've done it before. So this video is for people who fast, would fast, have considered fasting, all the pro-fasting people. What I'm doing right now, I'm going for 72. My regimen is 24 hours every week and one 72-hour fast per month. Now, I don't always do it well, admittedly, but I always try. And the benefits that I get from trying are so good that the fact that I don't do it exactly like I'm supposed to, it's just an emotional thing, really. Because in terms of outcome, I still think I get the outcomes, even though I'm not perfect. But I'm not going to talk about the benefits of fasting. You already know those. If you don't, just Google benefits of fasting, and you'll find out why I do 24 hours a week and 72 hours a month. You'll find out. Now, during this 72-hour fast, or any fast for that reason, for that matter, you will encounter challenges. And motivation is not enough. You need strategy. Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong. They don't address the challenges individually. I'm saying to you, address the challenges individually and separately. Fundamentally, you're going to have three. You're going to have three challenges. Number one, the obvious one, hunger. You need a hunger solution. The way that I recommend and the way that I go about it, I might actually have it on hand, yeah, is 5-HTP. 5-hydroxytryptophan. Is it fan or fam? Yeah, fan with an N. Notice this is 50 milligrams. That's hard to find. Microdosing is the way to go. If you know anything from Tim Ferriss and you read Tools of Titans, you understand that you got to go for the minimum effective dose. Typically, you'll find 5-HTP in containers of 100 milligrams, which I find to be excessive because two reasons. Number one, it can make you an unserious person. 5-HTP is the precursor to serotonin. You know what serotonin does. Serotonin makes you feel better, makes you more confident, etc. 5-HTP triggers your body into making more serotonin. Here's what's awesome about that. If you make more serotonin, you will naturally suppress your appetite. Serotonin itself satiates hunger. You do want to limit 5-HTP for a couple reasons. Number one, too much serotonin will make you giddy. You'll be giddy, like everything's funny. And serotonin in excess is changed into melatonin. What do you know about melatonin? Melatonin puts you to sleep. So you want just enough 5-HTP to trigger serotonin genesis, and that's enough to satisfy appetite. If you start to feel silly, like everything's a joke, that's too much serotonin. You feel too good, and in excess of that, it's going to turn into melatonin, and you're going to get sleepy. So those are the things to be aware of. But it does solve the appetite problem. And hunger is a major issue. It's a major issue when you're fasting. Understand that the hormone ghrelin is why you're hungry. That's the reason. Your body will release ghrelin to trigger you to eat. And I'm not sure if the adequate amount of serotonin suppresses ghrelin creation, or it satisfies hunger so that you don't succumb to ghrelin. I'm not sure, but it does work. That's why actually a lot of people will recommend 5-HTP as a fat loss supplement, as a dietary supplement, because it does work on appetite for sure. And obviously you can see its uses as an antidepressant for the reasons I already told you. It'll help you make more serotonin and melatonin. Tryptophan is the same stuff that's in a turkey, which is why you get itis and you get sleepy. Because it makes serotonin, and in excess, that's melatonin. So that's the science on that. And then you're gonna have two other issues. So if we've conquered hunger, which is huge, the second thing we have to conquer is energy. You're gonna get tired because you're burning all of the stored energy that's stored in your liver currently, and you're going to get tired because you're taking in way less than you're used to, especially of sugars. The thing about getting tired, it will stop happening. Once you go into ketosis and your body accepts that it's no longer going to burn sugar, and it's no longer taking in sugar to burn as glucose, then your body says, all right, fine, whatever. Let's use fat then. And when your body starts to burn fat as the primary energy source, you'll go into ketosis. And ketosis is when your body is burning ketones for energy. It's breaking down fat, creating ketones, and ketones are an energy source. Ketones are actually a much more powerful energy source than glucose. They're much, much stronger. So if you can push through the glucose energy slump and get into ketosis, your brain, your body, everything runs better on ketones. You might want to take some exogenous ketones, but I think it's better to wait for your body to generate its own natural ketones. You can see if you're in ketosis because you can go to Walgreens or Rite Aid, and you can get ketone test strips, and you could piss on the test strips, and if it turns a certain color, you're in ketosis. because it's detected ketones in your urine. So I say that to say this. The energy challenge is a temporary one. Once you go into ketosis, your energy skyrockets. And you might even have trouble sleeping if you go into ketosis before bed. But in the meantime, to deal with the energy problem, you need a solution for that. An obvious one is caffeine. Whatever your form of caffeine that you prefer, go for it. There was a long time where I wanted to bash coffee. That's just me, just being a contrarian. I don't like things that I see as a crutch. I don't like that people have to have a cup of coffee to start their day. I think it's a crutch. But that's just me not liking it. The science is not there to support me. The science of caffeine shows that you can sustain caffeine intake at a moderate level your whole life, and you will not accumulate damage. It burns off for the most part. It's only addictive because of how it affects the brains. I'm not going to get into how it affects the brain, but it's addictive, which is one of the reasons that I say not to do it. But when you're fasting and you still have to function, you're not some lucky person who gets to say, oh, I'm going to do a 72-hour fast. I'm just going to lay in the bed for 3 days. Everyone's going to cater to me. That's not realistic. What's realistic is you're going to say, I have a fast to do and I still have to live my entire life. So find a caffeine solution. A better supplement is by Onnit, Joe Rogan's supplement company. It's called ShroomTech. I don't have that with me, but it's based on basically mushrooms that were discovered because goats were eating them, and then goats had tremendous amounts of energy. But you can get it at Sprouts or another nutrition store. You're not going to get it at piece of shit like GNC or anything like that. You're going to have to go to a place where people actually know what they're talking about and they know what they're doing, like Sprouts, Clark's Nutrition, Whole Foods. Whole Foods is gonna overcharge you, but it is what it is, So it's called ShroomTech from Onnit, or you can buy it from Joe Rogan's website, ONNIT, Onnit. So that covers the two major things. We're using 5-HTP to deal with our appetite, and then we're using caffeine to deal with our energy. The last challenge that you're going to have is your mood. You're going to have a propensity to get cranky. The 5-HTP will help with that because of the serotonin, but you need a mood solution also. There are supplements for this. However, the challenge is kind of like what I said with the 5-HTP. It's that supplements that are good for your mood have a tendency to make you chill out and relax and calm down and stuff like that. Like chamomile, valerian, stuff like that. They're great, but not if you need to be productive. So I recommend you do something for a mood. I recommend, this is turning into a fucking Onnit commercial. I recommend a blend from Onnit called New Mood. New Mood was the first supplement that I tried from Onnit, and it's a life changer. It's absolutely great. The challenge with it is, again, at a certain level, you'll relax, which is good if mood is your thing, if mood is what you're working on, but it's not good if you're productive, if you need to be productive. So with the new mood, I recommend you take new mood, one maximum one capsule if you need to be functional at all. And it won't put you into euphoria, but it'll stop you from being an asshole. So that's good. And if you're taking new mood, don't take 5-HTP with it, because 5-HTP is one of the core ingredients of new mood. And I recommend, if you can wait until bedtime, I recommend you take a full dose of new mood at bedtime. 2 pills or whatever for your body weight. For me, it's 2. You'll sleep like a baby, and you'll wake up with an adequate amount of serotonin so that you wake up in a good mood. And if you're already in ketosis, energy is going to be right there. If you're not already in ketosis, caffeine. Black coffee, tea, no dose. I hate to say it, but like a 5-hour energy shot. Some B12 supplements, stimulants basically, but nothing that is high in calories. All right. Now those are going to be the most common things you're going to have to deal with. So you're going to have to deal with your appetite, 5-HTP or new mood. You're going to have to deal with your energy, caffeine, or a caffeine-like stimulant. And you're going to have to deal with your mood, which is where I said new mood or 5-HTP, preferably at night, before you go to bed. But there's one other thing you need to be concerned with. This is the bonus. The bonus consideration is electrolytes. If you're fasting and you're only taking in water, water is not enough by itself to provide great electrical functioning in your body. It's not enough. You also need minerals. Super specific. You need potassium, you need sodium, and depending on who you talk to, calcium, zinc, and magnesium. But potassium and sodium for sure. The reason that you want to make sure you supplement minerals is so that you get the most use out of your water, and otherwise you'll cramp up. You'll drink a lot of water and still feel dehydrated because it's not being absorbed properly, and it's not doing its electrical function like it's supposed to. You'll be hydrated, but you won't feel great. Now, how can I get in my electrolytes? You have options. Obviously, there's the pill form of these minerals. Most multivitamins have a pretty good palette of minerals. However, this is the hack that I use, and it's worth it. I just grabbed some Pedialyte. The same Pedialyte you would give a child who is suffering from dehydration. It's got less calories per ounce than Gatorade, less sugar per ounce than Gatorade, and way more electrolytes. That's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm at the store. I'm gonna go grab some Pedialyte. So that's really it. So nice 20-minute video, road rant. We talked about fasting and the challenges you're going to experience when you're fasting. The 3 main ones: energy, mood, and appetite, and we talked about a bonus concern, which is electrolytes and what you can do about them. So, hope that helps. That's all.